So, pretty big day, my day off. It's surprisingly cold today. I guess winter's not done yet, but today's Tinkers video is pretty cool because I'm going to show you what this is about. Stick around, and no, it's not about these things today. It's car stuff. Anyway, sit tight and I'll show you what we got. So, the return of my infamous Hawaiian pink blanket. It's very heavy, it's very weighted, that's why I sleep with it. I got an orange one too, but I'm not allowed to touch that one for whatever reason. Anyway, here's my order. I went and contacted Sofa King Tuned. Play on words, pun fully intended. Because I drive an Ecodiesel pasta diesel Ram 3-liter. And the biggest thing that kills these engines is about to be eliminated, so to speak, electronically. So I originally was planning on doing what is known as a full delete on my truck. I live in a state where I'm emissions exempt, especially in a farm county. However, if my dogs will stop barking, it was just more work than I wanted to get into. The kit that I was going to get was $2,600. It's a lot of physical work that is unnecessary for the goal I'm trying to achieve here. I'm only looking for longevity. If any of you have ever owned one of these that had the motor seize up on you, I'm pretty sure you know what causes it. I'm not going to say it specifically, just in case for EPA reasons or whatever, if you live in a state that's a problem. However, you know what it is. This is one of the ways that you can combat that, I'll say. So let's see what $900 buys, because this is for scale. And I bought SFT's combo tuner. So this is going to flash both my ECU and my transmission to give me a better shift program. It's advertised as giving you 40 extra horsepower, about 51 foot-pounds of extra torque, which is nice. It's appreciated, and about a 6 to 8 mile per gallon increase in drivability, which definitely with diesel at $4 a gallon is definitely appreciated. So this is what $900 buys. I know it seems steep, but it's way better than this $2,600 on the other kit I was looking at. So you get these QR codes. This will show you 3 videos on the website, which I will go over in another section. And you get their touchscreen tuner, very trick little device, very nice. And inside, obviously, you get your data connect cable and your USB cable. So the first step is I need to take this and this outside, hook it up to my ECU for the next stage to download my factory tune, put it into this system here, and we'll meet you back in my playroom here for the software segment. So sit tight and we'll get all this underway.
A few moments later.
Okay, so the next part of this obviously is hooking up your OBD2 connector to the touchscreen here. And you want your key in the on or run position. And then you click, hang on, tuning. Is the vehicle equipped with an automatic transmission? Yes. Stock file missing. Start to read. Yes. Saving. Key on and confirm. It is. can't interrupt this. I can talk through it. So, a couple of steps that I'm sort of bypassing is this: when you get the software, there's 3 videos below the main video on downloading and installing the software. So this is video 2, which is the first small video on their website. If it sounds a little echoey out here, we've got a problem with stray big dogs and a couple of coyotes, and there's 4 of them walking around outside of my truck today. So I'd rather not leave the door open because I like dogs. I really don't want to have to shoot one if I can avoid it. This process is taking a bit longer than I expected. So what I think I'll do is time lapse it to the end to save you and my sanity. And we're done. Reading completed, switch ignition off and disconnect the tuner. I can do that. Off. Okay. Disconnect the tuner. Done deal. Alright, next we're heading back in the house, so I'll see you back at my desktop.
2 very boring minutes later.
Okay, so a couple hours later, and I had to rebuild an old computer because my new one couldn't download the software properly. But now we're connected. I updated the tuner software. Next thing I want to do is go over to download data. Just here. Click on start to start downloading tuning file from the device and save it. Sure. There it goes. And according to their software or their video, you want to save this file as your first and last name, stock, first name space, last name space, stock tune. So we'll do that and then see what the next step is, I guess, after that. See you back here in a few minutes. It's been a long day just trying to get this going.
4 to 6 more days later.
Okay, so it's been a few days, and what I need to do now is open the program. It's going to do its update thing. Trying to hold very still for you guys. It will identify my device, which is down here. And then it's gonna do its little update thing. Like that, which it usually does. Although I believe I already did this. But we'll let it do its thing anyway. We'll get there eventually, I'm sure. Seems to do this every time I run it. Come on. stuff and things. I got home from work. Let's see, I think I emailed the stock tune on a Sunday, and no, I think I did it on a Saturday, and I got my new tune file today, which is Wednesday. Alright, so now I want to upload data, and I need to select the tuning file. So I have it on my thumbstick here, my all-in-one tune. Open, confirm the upload, yes, and there it goes, doing its thing by USB. It's actually going from my thumbstick to the tuner because for some reason my main desktop that I do all my video editing, it will not upload or update the software. It keeps crashing out, and I thought maybe it was because I was running Windows 11. However, this machine is my old machine, and it too runs Windows 11, and it works fine. So I think there's something screwed up on my main machine. It's always been a little finicky. But this is probably going to run faster on yours just because this old machine that I have is a first generation i7 920, whereas my video update machine is over here, and that one is a 9th gen i9. And if you know anything about 9th gen i9 9900Ks and 9900KFs, they are hot plates. They run hot constantly. Despite the fact that I have water cooling and I don't overclock it, it still runs insanely hot all the time. Which is probably why I'm not going to keep it for too much longer and just go up to like the 12th or 13th gen new socket and cross my fingers and hope for the best. You would think after doing this for almost my entire life I would have picked a better CPU, but it seemed like a good idea at the time. So anyway, I'm going to fast forward this part a bit because obviously this is going to take forever, but actually no, I'm not. This is going to finish uploading, and then once it's on this device here, then we go out to the truck and I will show you how to flash the new tune, and that should wrap up stage 3 of Project Attitude. Funny enough, I recorded stage 4, edit it, and have it ready to go before I got to finish this stage, but whatever, details. Alright, we'll see you in a few once this is all done uploading. Okay, you'll have to excuse me because it is getting dark out here, but I couldn't wait. So here's my tuner, and the next thing I want to do is plug it into the OBD, the old dirty bastard port, as soon as I can reach around and feel it right here. And she goes. This is with the key off right now, by the way. Hit tuning. Checking my tuning file. Continue, yes. There we go. So, I'm choosing the stage 1 because I have my entire emission system intact. So, if I had an EGR delete and a DPF delete and a pipe and everything, I could run stage 2. But after going back and forth with Frank over at SFT, I was perfectly happy with what stage 1 is going to provide. So it's about 40 extra horsepower, 51 foot-pounds of torque, and just to keep it vague for other people not in the know, the very thing that kills the Pasta diesel engine will be off, so I don't have to worry about that anymore. Plus, adding a catch can to my PCV system just helps that along as well, and I intend to run a larger oil pan to get a full 3 gallons, and that's also going to help. So anyway, we're going to hit stage 1. Press this little arrow here to send it. Full send. eventually it's going to ask me to turn the key on to the run position. Key on and confirm. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is put it into the run position and turn off all my additional BS. So like the screen will be off, this will be off. Okay, turn that off. Come on, there you go. And then I got this dash cam, so I turned that off too. So now we just key. I thought I shut you off. What the hell? Okay, that's all off. All right, so key on and confirm. And away we go. Now, during this process, the car is going to do things. Like the dash is going to do things, the service my air suspension thing will go off, and transmission lights will come on. It'll tell me to service my trailer brake system. All that stuff is happening up on the dash, but this is perfectly normal. This is just why it's happening, or while it's happening. So it's going to wipe my current tune, and it's going to install the new one. And it's not a big deal because I have the stock tune on 2 computers and on a thumbstick. So if I bricked the ECU somehow, I can always go back to those files and fix it. But I don't have to, because I know this is going to work. This has been out for years. Plenty of people have gotten it. A lot of people have said good things about it. A couple of people on a forum that I frequent had some not so good things to say about it, but it was only because they kept messing with their tune or their hardware. And I guess the people in powers that be were like, look, you've changed it too many times, you've modified your vehicle too many times, we can't support you anymore. Me, I'm Joe Q Public, nice and simple. Like, my truck is not going to be in any tractor pulls. This was built to be a giant rolling toolbox and recovery vehicle, and for road trips and things like that. So having the peace of mind of what's going to stop force feeding my engine things that it shouldn't be eating, and getting a little extra horsepower and a little extra torque out of it, and having my transmission behave a lot more predictably, these are all welcome changes. And if I get the fuel economy gains that most people talk about with these, then that's all the better, because every dollar I save having not to fill up as often is a dollar that goes towards paying off this device, which I think I got it on sale. It was like $900, $21 to ship. I'm in Texas. They're in, I believe, Nevada. So it was like a couple of days. It wasn't a big deal. Like, this is all perfectly fine. The funny story about stage 3, this, is I forgot that I had to wait for the tune, so I just declared this was stage 3, and then I had to wait. And in the time I had to wait, I went ahead and installed stage 4, recorded the whole thing, and edited the video, which you will see probably a week after this one, because I'm trying to space these out a bit. And then stage 5 is the big one. I'm actually doing that this weekend, hopefully, body permitting, and then we'll go from there. But so far, so good. There's only two other things I'd like to do once I'm finished with what I call stage 5, and then I'm possibly done. I'm considering a couple of things, but we'll see. I mean, I'm just gonna run what I've got up to this point, because not everyone just wakes up one day and drops $4,000 in upgrade and stuff. So this is supposed to be for the everyday person. There we go. All right, so it's still flashing memory. The computer's still wigging out because it's not like, oh, you gotta do this and this and this, but this is still doing its thing. I think right now what it's probably doing is, yeah, this is probably the transmission tune at this point. Yeah, see, my transmission lights are all wigging out now. So I got what was called the all-in-one. And this is the engine, ECU, and TCU transmission tune. This was a bundle. It's funny watching my... The dash is just going crazy right now with all these little things, but this is normal. Like, this is part of this process. It is kind of neat though, because I've never seen any of these errors just in my day-to-day use. You may not be able to shift until it's serviced. It's like, I'm sure that's probably a serious issue if you really abuse and break your toys. Some of you may have noticed I actually added some pretty nice little anodized knobs on everything too. Like, I really like these. The trick to those is you don't even have to glue them down. As long as the rubber on your original knobs are in good shape, these just press right over and they fit tight. So SFT actually recommends you shut off, like I turned off the screen and everything, because apparently this process does take some time. As you can tell, we're 8 minutes into this segment here. Just so you don't run your battery down. But truth be told, I don't have coil packs or anything. I don't have fuel injectors that are, well, no, I do have fuel injectors, but I don't have coil packs and things that I have to charge up or whatever that would run your battery down. So this is fine. I know this video is probably going to be a little bit boring with all the waiting, but, to make an omelet, sometimes you've got to crack a few eggs and sit there and wait for them. I'm seeing lights on the dash that I didn't even know I had. At least now I know that they're there. One other thing to note, if you have to do any repair work at the dealership or recall work or anything like that, you're definitely going to want to put it back to the original tune before you go in. Otherwise, when they mess with it, it could break. Writing completed, switch ignition off, and disconnect the tuner. Okay, so let's do that. Key off, and tell it okay, and then disconnect the tuner. All right, my screen turned back on all by itself. So then I can plug my dash cam back in, and let's see if I have any crazy messages. No, I don't. See? No dash messages. So, as he says, I am now so fucking tuned. I always thought that was a cool little gimmick.
12 seconds later.
Anyway, sorry about that. My CarPlay decided to kick over and knock my camera off. So anyway, it looks like everything seems to be working fine. Goose throttle. It definitely seems to behave a little differently. Truth be told though, it's dark outside, so I can't really film a drive right now. And truth be told, I have nowhere I need to be right now, so I'm not gonna really notice a difference until tomorrow when I head to work. But I should have a ECU tune stage 1 now and a transmission tune, which is supposed to help me get into gear a little bit sooner and hold gears a little bit longer. My initial impression is service was quick enough, turnaround was adequate enough, because I am also into firearms, as many of you already know, and that is a lesson in patience. So because I am fully aware that things take time and I'm not an impatient human being, this was perfectly fine. I think the sale at the time that I post this is still going on, so you can still get the combo kit for $900 on the dot. And then you get this really trick touchscreen. And if you have a 2018 or newer, they will include the bypass cable that this has to be plugged into before you plug into your ECU. Mine's a 16, so I didn't need it. Anyway, This was stage 3 of Project Attitude on my 2016 Lone Star. And if you like what you see, hit the old like button. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. But if you're a regular here, welcome back. Either way, check out my other playlists and see if my other interests may be of interest to you. Yes, there will be 2A content very shortly because even I want to record some of that stuff. Anyway, maybe I'll just leave it in the video description later, like an update to the description on my initial thoughts, or maybe I'll just do an update video later to let you know how life with the SFT tuner is. Anyway, thanks for watching. We'll see you for stage 4, which, yep, I already recorded it. I'm just gonna have to upload it in a couple of days. We'll see you then. Later.
The boy does have good hands.
Good hand. Bad taste in corn.
Mother